What's up? What's up? Oh yeah. Jew, what's up, gang? How you doing, man? So I just got back home from a trip to LA where I got to go to an event by one of my favorite content creators. Technically, it's actually two of my favorite content creators, Colin and Smear. Now, I wanted to make this video to take you behind the scenes so you have an idea of how my trip went, but I also want to share some of the things I learned on this trip for aspiring content creators. Before I dive in, I just want to give a big thank you to Notion for making this all happen. I love you guys, appreciate you guys, and if you don't use Notion at the moment, please check it out. Okay, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and we're about to head to LA. I'm not sure why I always book the earliest flights, but I regret it every single time in the morning. So I actually had a layover in Dallas and I ran into my friend Neil there. How's it going?
Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. Boy,
I
George,
know. I said I was gonna record this moment.
I then got back on the plane to head to LA and I got there super fast. I barely took a nap, which was surprising because LA flights always seem so long. It was so amazing to be back in LA. I forgot just how beautiful the weather is and how amazing the scenery is, and my hotel was amazing, just well decorated, just very earthy vibes, and the actual room itself was very, very nice. You know, with hotels it always feels like it can be hit or miss, so I was just very concerned about what I was going to expect since it was my first time staying here. It's also across the street from the gathering spot, and I had a few meetings there, which was awesome. I got back in the car and started heading to my favorite restaurant. This drive just reminded me how much personality LA has. Every neighborhood is just so different, so colorful. This specific neighborhood though just happens to have my favorite pizza, which is exactly what I was gonna get for lunch. Now, before I went on this trip, I knew the most important thing for this trip was going to be trying to stay on track and on budget. Before I went on this trip, I was doing so good with working out, sleeping well, eating well, and being on budget was part of this larger goal. Being a creator that travels for stuff often isn't always glamorous. It still requires that you be creative, crafty, and so this trip gave me an opportunity to do that. And so my big goal, each day I set a budget for myself, and my big goal was to stay under that budget, specifically for food, for Ubers, all that kind of stuff. And so what I ended up doing was creating a table in Notion, and Notion now has what they call Notion charts, which essentially is a number of different visualization tools. And so I was able to use these visualization tools to make the information I was putting in the chart look a little more interesting. And so I was able to reference this chart to see sort of like, hey, here's my budget for today, and here's what I spent yesterday as an example. So each day I knew, hey, my budget today was $34 and I spent X. Okay, we got a tiny problem. So basically it's almost like 5 p.m. and well, first of all, the camera's here. I don't know why I'm looking here. It's 5 p.m. and I just realized I have not drank any water. Like I haven't drank, the only thing I drank today was like coffee. I literally woke up, like I went to sleep at like 10 p.m. and then I woke up at 2 p.m. to catch my flight, right? And since then I haven't drank water, partially because like I don't drink water before I get on planes because I like to get the window seat and I don't want to have to get up. So I haven't drank anything all day, so I just ran to the store and got some stuff.
So this is what I got. Basically got 2 water bottles, one for today, one for tomorrow. Gatorade, because that does always make me feel better. And then a pressed juice. This is actually like a green juice.
Now, LA isn't always walkable, but this time it was, so I took a walk to go to happy hour with my friend Tulani. I then took another walk to go have dinner with some of my guy friends at one of my favorite restaurants called Alta, which is also black owned, by the way.
What's up? What's up? Now, as we get close to the end of the video, I just wanted to take a moment to tell you some of the amazing things I learned on this trip. This was by far one of the best networking events I've ever been to. I actually attended this private breakfast for creators last year when Colin and Samir did that event as well. And I met some connections there that have quite literally changed my life. And so it's crazy to think about the fact that I learned about this event through a newsletter. And I think this just underscores the importance of newsletters in the creator ecosystem right now. The space is so new, like being a creator is so new that it's important we all share information together because that's how we all learn. And so I wanted to take the moment to tell you about two of my favorite newsletters right now. Number one is the Published Press by Colin and Samir, which I'll link below. And then number two is a new newsletter by Notion, which is specifically for content creators and entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. I find that people that use Notion often create content, often are entrepreneurs, often are productivity geeks. And so if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Notion's newsletter. They talk about a lot of different things, a lot of cool opportunities. One of the things you might learn is they're actually hosting their own conference as well, which you should subscribe so that you learn more about it. Lastly, I know we're getting to the end of this video, but I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much to Notion for making this possible. I really appreciate it. The fact that I use Notion for everything and the fact that I'm even using Notion to host this video on my website is pretty cool to me. In the past, I used Notion for like storing documents, planning my content, organizing things. And now Notion lets you actually have websites, which is probably what you're watching this video on if you're not on YouTube. And so Notion will now let you host your own website with the domain, the whole shebang, SEO. And so I highly recommend you check it out. If you're already in Notion every day, because that's where you do things, building your website and hosting it there is just a no-brainer just because it's efficient. So highly recommend you check it out. And again, thank you so much to Notion for making this possible. I really appreciate it. Until next time, gang, peace.